We all have them. Those little rituals. That quick morning coffee, scrolling through your phone at lunch, the late night show you just have to finish. They seem totally harmless, right? But what if these tiny, everyday habits are actually quietly sabotaging your health? Well, let's dive in and find out. Just think about it for a sec. I'm not talking about the huge life decisions. I'm talking about the small, automatic things you do without even thinking. Because it's often in those little, unexamined moments where the real long-term damage is done. And that's exactly what we're getting into here. This isn't about some miracle cure or a quick fix. Nope. We're breaking down the simple, repeated actions that literally define your health over the long haul. So let's start right at the beginning of the day. Okay, that first hour of your day, it sets the tone for everything that follows. But for so many of us, it's a trap, a total minefield of habits that just drain our health and energy before the day has even really started. Come on, be honest with yourself. Is it this calm, intentional start to your day? Or is it a mad rush fueled by a certain, very popular beverage? And that brings us right to our very first habit we need to rethink. I know. For millions of people, this is a sacred ritual. The alarm goes off and the coffee machine goes on. It's practically automatic. But that immediate caffeine hit, it might be doing a lot more harm than good. So here's the deal. Your body already produces a hormone called cortisol in the morning to wake you up naturally. When you dump caffeine on top of that peak cortisol, you're just cranking up your stress hormones and flooding your empty stomach with acid. Over time, that can really mess with your gut and create this vicious cycle of dependency and feeling, well, not great. The fix for this is so simple. Start with a big glass of water. Rehydrate your body and wake up your system gently. Then just wait. Give it 30 to 60 minutes. This lets your natural cortisol levels chill out. So when you do have that coffee, it's actually working with your body, not fighting against it. All right, so next up in the morning trap, you've had your water, but what's for breakfast? If your answer is just toast or cereal or maybe a pastry on the go, you're missing the one key ingredient for sustained energy. A breakfast that's all simple carbs sends your blood sugar on a total roller coaster. You get this quick spike of energy, which feels great for a minute, and then a hard crash. And that's what leaves you feeling foggy, irritable, and reaching for snacks way before lunchtime. It just sets you up for a whole day of unstable energy. Okay, you've made it through the morning, but now the workday brings its own set of challenges. These next few habits are like silent energy vampires. They're just suck away your productivity and vitality 1 hour at a time. Oh boy, this is the big one for anyone with a desk job. We all kind of know it's not great, but I don't think we realize the true cost of being glued to a chair for 8 hours a day. It's often seriously underestimated. When you sit for that long, your biggest muscles basically go to sleep. Your whole metabolism slows right down, circulation gets sluggish, and over the years, this leads to stiff joints and even something called insulin resistance, which is just a fancy way of saying your body starts having a really hard time managing blood sugar. Now, the solution is way simpler than you think. You do not need to hit the gym on your lunch break. Just stand up, stretch. A simple 2-minute movement break every single hour is enough to wake up your muscles, give your metabolism a little boost, and fight back against all those negative effects of sitting. All right, it's lunchtime. You're busy, you're starving, and you wolf down your meal in 5 minutes flat while you're scrolling through emails. Sound familiar? Yeah, this habit of speed eating is another major workday drainer. So get this. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes for your stomach to actually send the "hey, I'm full" signal up to your brain. When you eat in 5 minutes, you completely blow past that crucial communication system. And that's exactly why you end up overeating and feeling all bloated and sleepy after lunch. Your brain just hasn't caught up yet. The fix is incredibly simple. Just slow down. Put your fork down between bites, chew your food. This gives your brain the time it needs to get the message, and bonus, it really helps your digestion too. So the workday is finally done and it's time to relax. But the way we choose to unwind can actually wind us up, sabotaging the most important recovery tool we have, our sleep. Come on, we're all guilty of this one. That one last check of social media or the news or your emails that somehow turns into 45 minutes of staring at a bright screen in a pitch black room. This is a direct assault on your sleep quality. So here's what's happening biologically. The blue light from our screens literally tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. It slams the brakes on melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. The result? You have trouble falling asleep, you get really poor quality rest, and you have way more cravings for junk food the next day to try and make up for it. Look, this solution takes a little discipline, but trust me, it is so worth it. For at least 30 minutes before you want to be asleep, put the phone away. Read a book, listen to some music, just let your brain power down naturally. You will absolutely feel the difference. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. We've talked about habits tied to specific times of day, but now let's talk about one that runs in the background, all day long, from the moment you wake up till you go to bed. We've all heard this piece of advice. Just drink when you're thirsty. It sounds so logical, doesn't it? But it's actually really flawed advice. Why? Because your thirst mechanism, it's just not a perfect gauge. By the time you actually feel thirsty, your body is already in a state of mild dehydration. Think of thirst as the late warning light on your car's dashboard, and the long-term effects of always living in that state are subtle, but they add up. That persistent low energy, brain fog, and even digestive issues. The fix is to just sip water consistently throughout the day rather than waiting for that alarm bell to go off. We've covered habits for our body, what we drink, what we eat, how we move and sleep. But there is one final mental habit that is more dangerous than all of the others combined, because it's the one that lets all the others keep happening totally unchecked. This, right here, this single thought, it's the justification we give ourselves for not doing anything. Oh, I'll start on Monday. I'll start after this big project is done. I'll start next month. This is the ultimate saboteur. And here's the stark reality. Health problems don't just appear overnight. They build slowly and silently from daily neglect. We can choose to make small, positive changes now on our own terms, or we can wait until our bodies force us to change through illness. At the end of the day, that is the choice we're making every single day. But the antidote to procrastination is actually incredibly empowering. You don't have to completely overhaul your entire life overnight. That's not the goal. Just pick one thing. Start small. Start right now, today. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Just look back at everything we've covered. The coffee, the protein, the sitting, the scrolling. Which one of those really resonates with you? Which small change can you commit to starting today? Because in the end, it's those small habits that decide your long-term health.